What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is AkeemHaynes. I'm a two-time Olympian, Olympic bronze medalist, author, motivational speaker, and sports commentator. On my channel, we talk boxing, MMA, track and field, and of course, motivation and encouraging content. If this is something that you enjoy, then I hope that you subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get into the video. Deontay Wilder versus Robert Helenius. What do we think about this fight? The heavyweight scene is better with Deontay Wilder in it. A lot of people talk negatively about him, but for me, right, he adds flair to the division. When you think about the heavyweights, right, we think about knockouts, and he gives us just that. In 45 fights, he's won 42 by knockout. And in my opinion, right, we all love trilogies, but I think he gave us one of the best trilogies of this era when he fought Tyson Fury. And I would also say this, arguably, he gave Tyson Fury his toughest fight. I think you can debate that, even though he didn't win. So for me, as much hate as the Bronze Bomber gets, he's a strong asset to the sport of boxing in that division. Now, let's get into it. This is Deontay Wilder's first fight in a full year. We last saw him in the ring against Tyson Fury. Wilder is an imposing figure. We know the power that he has in the right hand, right? We're used to seeing the jab with the left and the right hand to follow. And usually that jab is just a range finder, right? Not really meant to hurt you or do damage. It's meant to distract you so you can't see the right hand coming. And when he does that and connects with that right hand, not many people have risen from that. Usually it's lights out, right? Like when that Deontay Wilder right hand connects, that's what's coming next. That's generally what happens next. It's lights out. That's that natural, devastating power. When you hear the term one-hitter quitter, man, that's Deontay Wilder. One connection, and he closes out the show. And from what I've read and heard and have seen in this training camp of Deontay Wilder, he's done some different things, right? Working on his conditioning, different skills, some things to increase the speed. So it'll be interesting to see what he does look like and what's improved. I'd love to see some improvements on the defensive side of things, better footwork, different angles, better head movement, and the use of the jab a little bit more. And I'd just like to see him sharper because he is a little bit wild at times, especially when it has his opponents hurt. When his opponents is hurt, I think that is when he's most vulnerable, right? Because he just comes in wild and he comes in recklessly and he just swings and swings and swings and doesn't cover himself. And he's been able to get away with it because of the power that he possesses, right? Now, the other thing that stuck out to me that he's been saying is he doesn't feel any pressure. And that's great. Like being in that frame and being in that state of mind where you can go into a fight and kind of fight free and not worrying about anything. But in his last two fights against Tyson Fury, it's been hard, it's been taxing, it's been draining, it's been all-out wars. And every time you are in those type of fights, it takes a little bit out of you, right? Robert Helenius is a tough competitor, and they know each other well from sparring. And if he can drag Deontay Wilder back into that type of water, back into that tough fight, when Deontay Wilder found himself in that type of atmosphere, he's lost twice. And sometimes that can play on you from a mental standpoint. If Robert Helenius can drag him back there, how will Deontay Wilder respond? That's something to keep in mind because the subconscious mind is always remembering how you respond and react in similar situations. Just something to keep in mind as we move forward. Let's talk about Robert Helenius, right? The Nordic Nightmare, another giant of a man, 6'7", over 250 pounds, 31 wins, 20 by way of knockout, 3 losses, and he's coming into this one on a 3-fight win streak, so he has momentum. Helenius is a confident fighter. In his second fight against Adam Kownacki, he was looking very, very sharp. He used the jab to keep Kownacki at bay, landed cleanly with the hooks and the uppercuts, and he threw good combinations from different angles, right, and he mixed up his attacks very well. It was a slow beating. Like he broke Kownacki down each round. Now, in that fight, Kownacki was disqualified because of all the low blows that added up and the ref just had enough. But to be quite honest, man, that fight was only a matter of time before Kownacki was going to be knocked out. I mean, his eyes was basically swollen shut. So it was actually a plus that the ref stopped him and limited the damage because he was already taking a massive beating. But one thing I did notice, Helenius is very defensively responsible as well, and that's going to be very crucial in this fight. And for a heavyweight, he has very good hand speed. I can see some contrast between him and Tyson Fury. They're both different fighters, but there are some similarities there that could possibly give Deontay Wilder some trouble. When he fought Gerald Washington in that fight, in the 8th round where he did get knocked out, it's not that Helenius wasn't fighting well. He just looked gassed. He was tired. And his hands dropped and he got caught clean with the straight hand. And that's the shot that took him out. Now, Wilder fought Gerald Washington as well, and he knocked out him in 5 rounds. However, the majority of the judges had Deontay Wilder down on the scorecards going into that 5th round. So the other thing for me about both of these men is the condition. If this fight goes into the 7th round or more, what is their conditioning going to look like? Who will be gasping for air and controlling the tempo? In the heavyweight division, we know it can be tough to fight all 12 rounds. We know it can be tough to carry that weight around the ring. I think Helenius can make this fight a lot harder for Wilder than people think. He's the underdog. People don't expect him to win this fight. But I think that he can beat Wilder. But he'll need to be cautious. He'll need to move, and he needs to let the jab keep Deontay Wilder away from him and try to counter Deontay when he comes in recklessly. But he's got to be focused. He cannot take his eye off Deontay Wilder. So who wins? Man, for me, that Deontay Wilder power is just different. Can Helenius keep Deontay Wilder off of him for 12 rounds if it goes that far? I don't think so. Can he get back up from a Deontay Wilder punch if it gets landed cleanly? I don't think so. And for that, I got to go with Deontay Wilder by knockout. But these two men know each other from their sparring, so I think this fight goes over 7 rounds. But it's going to be an exciting night of boxing. It is going to be a very good heavyweight fight, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it unfolds. What are your thoughts on this fight? Who do you have winning? Let me know in the comment section below. How do you see it going? Let me know in the comments. If you would like to support the channel, there's a couple ways that you can do so. You can like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to support the channel by way of donation, you can find options in the description below. Also, my Cash App handle will be on screen as well. Any amount goes towards the growth of this channel and will be greatly, greatly appreciated. Shout out to Ali Point TV for the donation the other day, man. I appreciate that. If you would like to follow me on social media, you can find my social media handles on screen as well. So with all that being said, if you've been watching the video this one, then do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, and we'll definitely see you